And welcome back to the Think About It channel. Today we're doing another segment of the Fincke-ing Corner with everybody's new favorite English teacher, Robin Yost.
Hello.
Hey, Robin. You want to talk about books again?
I love books. We can talk about it all the time.
We talk a lot about school books with Robin because she's our resident English teacher. Today I want to know, because people complain a lot about the books we read in school being super old. What is a book in our schools, middle schools, high schools specifically, that could use a modern replacement?
One that I know our school did, and it seems like it's been a really good switch, a switch that our school made. So our school used to do Death of a Salesman, and I really appreciate Death of a Salesman. I like it, but I think some of the students had a hard time getting into it. And so we switched it to Fences. And both are plays and both are 1950s families. And actually some teachers have paired them together because you have a white family from the 1950s struggling with money. And then you have a black family from the 1950s also struggling with money. And there's some similarities and some differences, but the family dynamics are very different because, obviously in the 1950s, we were still dealing with racial issues in certain areas of the country. But I think Fences also, I don't know, the students get into it more. I think the tragic hero in that book, Troy, is a little bit more, he comes across as a more modern character, I think, than the family from Death of a Salesman. So I think that was a good switch. So was it modernizing it? Not necessarily, but it was bringing out a different voice. And I think August Wilson, who wrote Fences, does a really nice job portraying this 1950s family and their struggle. And I think the tragic hero is one that some students like, but then also get really mad at. And I think that play on emotions is a lot of that's how you get into a story, when there's a character that's complex and you're I like him and he's funny, but I'm also really annoyed with him right now because he's being a jerk.
No, I hear that, and I think that does sound like it's a good addition and or switch.
Yeah.
Just to get some more, perspective and optics out there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So when I originally jotted this question down, I thought it'd be a lot easier for me than it ended up being. So I had to go back and think about all the books I read in middle school and high school. And I found that in the books that, I feel like all schools sort of read a handful of the same books, but talking to people about this, I found that my high school that I went to read a lot of different books than my wife's did, read a lot of different books than, the school I used to teach out with you. But I was okay, let me think about some of the universal ones in common, and see which one I think could maybe use some kind of facelift.
Yeah.
And racking my brain, one of the ones I came back to was The Scarlet Letter. And I think I had to go back and read some summaries on it because I vaguely remember the story but couldn't remember all of it. And I was the themes in this book and sort of the conflicts and themes and the character development, all the stuff would fly well today. And I think it's an important story to share today. It would really spark a lot of conversation. I think my only holdup now for this generation is would it be too old? Because it's set in the 1600s. Would it just feel too old for some of the kids, and then it wouldn't feel as relatable because it's 400 years ago. Yeah. So I thought and I don't know if there is one, but I thought if there was a Scarlet Letter reboot, I think it would do very well. And
there was that movie Easy A with
there was that movie, yeah.
Right, that's a contemporary take on that. And no, I agree, because I've been teaching 11th grade for 7 years now, and that's American Lit. And some of the books or stories that were really big in American Lit when we were, going to high school were things like the Scarlet Letter or the Crucible. And yes, we understand that there's great lessons in those types of stories, and that some of those things are universal truths that still are true to today. But you're right, like a book or story or play from 400 years ago, like what teenager wants to read that? And what's even, again, like crazy to me is the books I'm doing in American Lit now, come from like the 1920s, the 1930s, and the 1950s. And that feels old to the students. That feels old, yeah. They're like, wow, this is old. Mm-hmm. So imagine how old the 1600s might feel to them.
For real. Well, if you want to feel young, enjoy a conversation with us, you should leave a comment, subscribe, let us know what you think about this topic, and we hope to see you next time.